Mortal Kombat Rebirth. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a short little trailer. That's what I'm talking about. If anybody, a single soul, watches this video about me just ranting about things, which I don't expect, I don't care, whatever. Um, I do this for myself, actually. It's very therapeutic, wouldn't you agree? Um, Talking to myself. But anyway, Mortal Kombat Rebirth. It was a concept trailer done by a director named Michael. I can't say his last name. Something or other. He made it. It came out around early last year, and fans loved it. It got a huge. It was a huge hit with whoever saw it, fans and such. The guy made it just to show Warner Brothers what he would do if he got the chance to make a Mortal Kombat movie. It's very nit and gritty type of realistic, very down to earth, very type of concept of Mortal Kombat characters. I didn't like it for those reasons, basically. I just personally, I wasn't a fan of that. It's Mortal Kombat. I want to see, the razzle dazzle. I like the way they are in the game and stuff. And I think if they made another movie, just gotta say, I personally was a huge fan of the first Mortal Kombat movie. Loved that movie. It was awesome. Not only did they pretty much keep all the Mortal Kombat characters almost exactly as they were in the games, but it was just all around. It was a well done movie. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, sure, it was corny, it was cheesy. How can you not have it like that? It's coming from a game like Mortal Kombat. That concept is incredibly out there. It would be incredibly difficult to make a movie like that, unless this guy's new short, I guess, is very realistic, really down to earth. But my biggest gripe with it was that from nit and gritty down to earth is great for so many other concepts. It's not. I don't believe it's right for Mortal Kombat. That's just not what Mortal Kombat is. Mortal Kombat is meant to be over the top, in my opinion, and that's what it is. It's wild, spectacular stuff. These characters, these worlds, But, and I just have to say, I do give major kudos to this guy, Michael, whatever. The pure ambition in this, of making this on his own, getting together a decent group of actors like he did, putting this trailer together, and making it, not with the help of any studio or anything. He just did it on his own, and he didn't get anything for it. He just wanted to make it sort of like a resume, and that's ambition, and that's really cool. And I give him major kudos for that. Awesome job, dude, for that. I didn't like the trailer myself, but awesome job for what you were doing. And even cooler is that it got great. It was received very well, and out of that, it was recently released that he's getting to make a 10-episode web series based on that little trailer he made. Very cool. Again, kudos to the guy. Awesome. For him. It's his vision. He gets a chance to really do something with it. But, okay, with that being said, anyway, what I'm venting about, what I'm ranting on, is the fans. In my opinion, are incredibly hypocritical. I find it so hypocritical that, fans can hate and nitpick over and over and over again. The tiniest little changes that any film, TV show, movie makes to any adaptation they do from any kind of book, comic book, video game, cartoon. They make a movie based on it, and it isn't exactly like it is in whatever it's adapting, yet still not corny and cool way of doing it somehow, then there's something wrong with it. The tiniest little thing. To this day, people can't leave alone the fact that the X-Men wore black leather instead of yellow spandex. Seriously? Ghost Rider. Nitpick forever. When Ghost Rider came out, nitpick forever all the little differences in the appearance of Ghost Rider from the comic book version. Oh, everybody, hates the whole movie Daredevil itself, but I'm just referring to the costume in Daredevil. They hated the costume. It was, I don't know why. Why they hate that so much? But anyway, and on top of that, the costume is just the beginning of it. I mean, look at Superman. Superman Returns comes out. Everybody hates the costume. The S is too small? The S is too small? What? People loved Tim Burton's Batman movies. People loved Batman Begins. And people really love The Dark Knight. It's like amazing in people's eyes. What would those movies be if all along Batman was in, God forbid, blue tights? Blue, gray, or black. What all those he's worn and does wear in the comics all the time. So, what if he wore tights in the movies? Would people still love it as much? Would they gripe about it? Because it's closer to the comic counterpart, right? People despise the Resident Evil franchise. I personally happen to be a huge fan of Resident Evil movies, but people despise them. People hate them. They're not anything like the games. If you want the games, you play the games. The movies are their own entity. A movie adaptation, as I understand it personally, I agree or believe or whatever that a movie adaptation is supposed to be just taking the concept of the basic material from whatever it's adapting, applying it in the world that they make in the movies, and go on from there on their own storyline, on their own path, doing their own thing. It's not a retelling of the game's live action version. It's their vision. It's the director's vision version of the story, going off in their way. Alice is her own character created for Resident Evil, and they went off on this Alice story, love it or hate it, but I feel it's wrong to gripe. You can love it or hate it, but I find it wrong to just gripe about the fact that it's too different from the games, and Alice isn't in the games at all. Well, Chris Redfield shouldn't be the star of the movies. It's the movies. It needs its own star. Chris Redfield is the star of some of the games. He's the star in the game world. Movies are different. Separate these, But, people can't stand it. And changing the story of a character, like changing the backstory of a character in the movie, even a tiny bit from the character's counterpart from the game or comic book or whatever, is a huge no-no. You don't do it. Fans can't stand it. Yet, then we have fans loving Mortal Kombat Rebirth trailer and super excited about this 10-episode web series. That's great. You want to like it for what it is, fine. But in my opinion, they are being very hypocritical about this. And please, if anyone does watch this crap for whatever reason, and to this point, after 11 minutes into it, please give me a link, comment me a link to anything where fans, at least acknowledge the fact that it's so different from saying anything about their thoughts on the difference between the characters in this guy's web series and the game counterparts. Because I can't find anything. All people ever talk about is how awesome the trailer was, how awesome the web series is gonna be, how they can't wait. They're all super excited for it. It just bothers me. It bothers me really bad. Because to me, it's really hypocritical. I can't stand really hypocritical. I just can't. It drives me crazy. So, that's my rant for the day. So, sorry if you watched this.